the Victorinox Swiss Card Classic. It's like a nice little Swiss Army knife, except it fits into your card. It's about the thickness. 4 credit cards. Can't really see it here, no reference. But either, just trust me on that one. And the little gizmos that it comes with themselves are pretty good, all in quality and stuff. This knife isn't very sharp itself, but you know, it's good for applications, you know, that don't require a very sharp knife. Like you can open packages with this thing. Pretty useful for that. The scissors, I'd personally say, are probably the most useful attachment. The little card thing. For opening little packages, things like that, you don't really want the less precision of a knife to do, basically. Ignore that for a second. You got a little pin here. It's good for, like, you know, opening up that little part of your iPhone, get your SIM card out if you need it, or just like, you know, any other application of a pin. It is admittedly sort of hard to get out with just your finger, but if you use the knife it comes with, you can use the thin side to sort of pry it out. So it's not too much of a problem. There's a nail file. It works as it does. It's a nail file. A little pair of tweezers. They're small enough and they do a good enough job as tweezers, you know. Don't really need to elaborate on that. There's a toothpick here, which I'm not entirely sure of the use for. I wouldn't personally use it if you're stuffing it into your wallet. You know, gonna get dirty potentially, but you know, it's an option and it's there, or it functions as another sort of stylus tip tool. And then lastly, we have this little pen. It does function, except it's also a little hard to write with at times because it's so small and there isn't too much ink in there. And when you run out, you probably have to get a new one, and there isn't many placement options. But it has its function and it has its purpose. And overall, oh yeah, there's also a little ruler here. It shows in centimeters and then inches on the back. Overall, I'd say it's a pretty cool, pretty nifty little buy if you want to just have something stowed away into your wallet, these little gadgets. But I wouldn't use it for, you know, true emergency purposes. You would want the actual items of each of these things. But yeah.